Imagine Ouagadougou, the heart of Burkina Faso. The sun shines bright, making the city feel warm and alive. In a quiet office, President Ibrahim Traoré sits at his desk. He's not just sitting. He's looking closely at important papers. These aren't just any papers. They're about the Dignity through Self-Reliance program. Think of this program as a big idea, a dream for Burkina Faso. It's like saying, we can do it ourselves. Instead of always needing help from other countries, Burkina Faso wants to be strong and independent. President Traoré believes his country has the power to solve its own problems and build a better future for everyone. He carefully reads each page, thinking about the people the program will help. He imagines children learning in new schools, farmers growing more food, and families having better homes. This program is more than just words on paper. It's about hope, hard work, and believing in the strength of Burkina Faso. It's a way for the country to stand tall and say, we are proud of who we are, and we can create our own success. The papers rustle softly as he turns each page, filled with the weight of responsibility and the bright spark of possibility. This program is a symbol of their courage. But what exactly is this Dignity through Self-Reliance program? Imagine a garden. For a long time, this garden depended on water from far away. Sometimes the water came, and sometimes it didn't. The plants struggled. The Dignity through Self-Reliance program is like digging a well in that garden. It means finding water right there, so the plants can always grow strong. In Burkina Faso, this means finding ways to solve problems using their own skills and resources. Instead of always asking for help from other countries, they want to build their own schools, hospitals, and businesses. They want to train their own doctors, teachers, and farmers. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, someone might hold you up, but eventually, you want to pedal on your own. Burkina Faso wants to pedal on its own, to create its own path forward. The program focuses on teaching new skills, supporting local businesses, and making sure everyone has access to education and healthcare. It's about building a strong foundation so that Burkina Faso can stand tall and create a future where everyone has the chance to succeed. It's about showing the world that they are capable and strong. But not everyone understood this dream right away. Far away, in the United States, a senator named J.D. Vance heard about President Traoré's plan. He didn't quite see the vision. Senator Vance thought that Burkina Faso's plan to rely on itself was a little too simple, maybe even a bit naive. Imagine someone saying your drawing isn't good enough before you've even finished it. That's kind of how Senator Vance's words felt. He publicly said that he thought Burkina Faso needed more help from other countries, not less. He worried that they wouldn't be able to succeed on their own. His words traveled across the ocean, reaching Burkina Faso. Some people felt discouraged. It's never easy to hear someone say you can't do something. But President Traoré and many others saw it differently. They knew they had the strength and determination to prove him wrong. This criticism, instead of breaking their spirit, fueled their fire to work even harder and show the world what Burkina Faso was truly capable of achieving. It was a challenge they were ready to meet head-on. President Traoré decided to answer Senator Vance directly. He called a press conference, inviting reporters from all over the world to come and listen. Standing tall behind a microphone, he spoke with a clear and strong voice. He wasn't angry, but he was firm. Burkina Faso does not need charity, he declared. His words echoed through the room. We need respect. He explained that charity can sometimes be like a fish given to someone who is hungry. It helps for a little while, but it doesn't solve the real problem. Respect, on the other hand, is like teaching someone how to fish. It gives them the skills and tools to feed themselves for a lifetime. President Traoré wanted the world to understand that Burkina Faso wasn't just asking for handouts. They were asking for a chance to build their own future, to use their own talents, and to be recognized for their hard work and determination. He wanted the world to see them not as a country in need of saving, but as a country full of potential, ready to rise. His message was simple: believe in us and respect our ability to do it ourselves. Following his powerful words, President Traoré announced a new effort called the Africa is not charity initiative. This wasn't just a name, it was a call to action. It was like planting a seed and inviting everyone to help it grow. The initiative focused on giving power to the people in local communities. Imagine small villages getting the support they needed to start their own businesses, like making soap or weaving cloth. Or picture farmers learning new ways to grow more food, so everyone has enough to eat. Africa is Not Charity was all about helping people help themselves. It provided training, tools, and resources so that communities could solve their own problems and build stronger futures. It was like giving them the keys to unlock their own potential. The idea was simple. When people have the chance to use their own skills and talents, they can create amazing things. This initiative aimed to show the world that Africa is full of creativity, innovation, and hard work. It was a way to prove that with the right support, African communities can thrive and create a brighter future for themselves. This initiative was their tool to showcase their capabilities. Soon, amazing things started to happen. In one village, a group of women learned how to make beautiful, colorful fabrics. They used local cotton and natural dyes, creating unique designs that people loved. They started selling their fabrics at the market, earning money to support their families and send their children to school. In another village, farmers learned new ways to grow crops that could survive even when the weather was dry. They planted special types of seeds and used techniques to save water. As a result, they harvested more food than ever before, ensuring that everyone in the village had enough to eat. A new school was built in a remote area, giving children the chance to learn and dream of a brighter future. Doctors and nurses were trained to provide health care in even the most distant villages. These weren't just stories. They were real-life examples of how the Africa is Not Charity initiative was changing lives. People were finding their own strength, using their own talents, and creating their own success stories. The program was proving that with the right support, African communities could truly thrive. The success stories painted a vivid picture of the community's potential. President Traoré's belief in his people spread like wildfire. All across Burkina Faso, people started to feel a new sense of pride and hope. It wasn't just about the success of the projects. It was about a change in how people saw themselves. They began to believe that they could create their own destiny. This feeling grew into a movement. People started working together, sharing ideas, and supporting each other. They organized community meetings to discuss challenges and find solutions. They celebrated their successes, big and small, as a way to encourage each other to keep going. It was like a team working together to build something amazing. Everyone had a role to play, and everyone's contribution was valued. This movement was centered on two important ideas: dignity and self-sufficiency. Dignity meant respecting themselves and each other. Self-sufficiency meant believing in their ability to provide for themselves and build a better future. President Traoré's leadership had sparked something special. He had inspired a nation to believe in itself and to work together to create a brighter future. The movement was a testament to the power of hope, hard work, and the unwavering belief in the potential of the Burkinabe people. It was as if the entire nation was now marching to the beat of self-reliance. News of Burkina Faso's success began to spread around the world. People were impressed by the progress they were making and the spirit of their movement. Even Senator J.D. Vance started to take notice. At first, he was skeptical. He had doubted that Burkina Faso could achieve so much on its own. But as he saw the evidence of their success, he began to reconsider his opinion. He watched videos of the women making fabrics, the farmers harvesting crops, and the children learning in new schools. He realized that he had underestimated the potential of the Burkinabe people. He had focused too much on what they lacked and not enough on what they had. Their determination, their creativity, and their unwavering belief in themselves. Senator Vance decided to learn more. He spoke with experts, read reports, and even traveled to Burkina Faso to see the project firsthand. He met with President Traoré and listened to his vision for the future. Slowly but surely, his perspective began to change. He started to see the value of local solutions and the importance of empowering communities to solve their own problems. It was a turning point in his understanding. The story now shifted. It wasn't just about Burkina Faso proving itself. It was about the world learning a valuable lesson. People began to see that true progress doesn't always come from simply giving aid. Sometimes, the best way to help is to empower people to help themselves. The focus moved towards finding solutions that were tailored to the specific needs of each community. Instead of imposing ideas from the outside, the emphasis was on listening to the people who live there and supporting their own initiatives. Partnerships became more important than ever. Countries and organizations started working together with Burkinabe communities, sharing knowledge and resources. But the key was that the Burkinabe people were always in the driver's seat, leading the way and making the decisions. The world began to recognize the incredible potential that exists within African communities. It was a shift from seeing Africa as a continent in need of saving to seeing it as a continent full of innovation, resilience, and the power to create its own future. The narrative was changing, recognizing the strength within. It was about understanding, not just assisting. And so, in Burkina Faso, there was a celebration. It wasn't just a party with music and dancing, although there was plenty of that. It was a celebration of something much bigger, the resilience of the human spirit and the power of a community coming together. People from all walks of life joined in the festivities. The women who made the beautiful fabrics proudly displayed their creations. The farmers shared the fruits of their bountiful harvests. Children sang songs about hope and the future. President Traoré stood among his people, his heart filled with pride. He had always believed in them, and now the world could see what they were capable of achieving. Senator Vance also attended the celebration. He shook hands with the people he had once doubted and apologized for his earlier skepticism. He acknowledged the incredible progress they had made and pledged to support their efforts in the future. The celebration was a reminder that even the most challenging obstacles can be overcome with determination, hard work, and a belief in oneself. It was a testament to the power of local solutions and the importance of empowering communities to shape their own destinies. It was a happy ending and a new beginning. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated pride. The story of Burkina Faso became an inspiration to other countries in Africa and around the world. It showed that with vision, determination, and a focus on local solutions, anything is possible. The Dignity Through Self-Reliance program and the Africa is Not Charity initiative became models for other communities seeking to empower themselves and build brighter futures. People started to realize that the best way to help is not to give handouts, but to provide the tools and support that enable people to create their own success. President Traoré continued to lead his country with wisdom and humility. He remained committed to empowering his people and building a strong, independent Burkina Faso. And Senator Vance became a champion for local solutions and community empowerment. He used his platform to advocate for policies that support African initiatives and recognize the incredible potential of the continent. The story of Burkina Faso is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, hope can triumph, and that with the right approach, communities can create their own destinies. It is a story of resilience, determination, and the unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit. It is a story that will continue to inspire generations to come.